Hi mamas. I wish I could bring you to my yard just beside the river here. There's a beautiful view of an island. I'm full on spring here. I see the cherry blossoms and the plums and the peaches all coming out. I hear the birds. Do you hear the birds? You might also hear a neighbor's drill building their home. You might hear the highway in the background, or my son is on the trampoline with the dog. This is my world, and it is beautiful, and I would love to share it with you. In fact, for the last 2 summers I haven't opened my bed and breakfast, but I am hoping I will be able to, and even create space for a homeschool mama retreat, real time. A real homeschool mama retreat where everyone describes this is a very peaceful location that you have. I always feel at peace and relaxed when I'm here, and I hope that I can be able to provide that for you too. In fact, maybe we can start that next summer in real time, but in the meantime, I have a homeschool mama retreat that's virtual, an online retreat that is opening next week, alongside our Homeschool Mama Mentor live series for Mother's Day. And we are hoping that that is going to be an encouragement to you. I'm looking forward to it. I love the ladies that I'm sharing with you, and I think they can bring a lot of perspective and a lot of ideas to our homeschool families. So join me Monday to Saturday, where I will be interviewing and chatting online Instagram Live with 6 different homeschool mama mentors. You can find the details on that on my Instagram or Facebook page. So today I'm going to read from my book, Homeschool Mama Self-Care, Nurturing the Nurturer, and my goal this week is to address how to homeschool in challenging times. And I'm with you there. It's challenging. Again. Do you remember when they said it would just be a few weeks? My daughter was asking me about that yesterday, and I said, I really do. I remember thinking, a few weeks? This is impossible. We cannot shift our lives so dramatically for a few weeks. Anyway, whatever we're doing, it isn't easy doing what we're doing, especially when we're with our kids all the time. And we're trying to make sense of the world through their eyes, through our eyes. We're trying to do the best by them and provide all the things that we want to for them. And some of those things, like social opportunities or extracurriculars, those things have shifted dramatically for us. And frankly, having to explain how to understand the world and how to engage different people, whether they think similarly to us or not, or simply just not being able to see people as often. It is definitely a challenge. I'm sure that you have your own challenges that I haven't mentioned. If I've learned anything this year, it is that people are experiencing all sorts of challenges that are well beyond this COVID thing, and it has made it 1,000 times harder for a lot of people. So if you're one of those people, then just know that my heart is with you, and my goal is to encourage you. So let me know if you want to chat. I'm available for that. But I'm going to share with you what I decided to write in my book about a month before it went to the publisher, because that was when I had already planned on sending it over to the publisher to get published. It didn't get published nearly as quickly as I had originally expected because, nothing happened on time last year. And but here is what I have written. I added it at the end because I thought it would be pertinent, but I didn't think possibly that it would be as pertinent, that it would actually last this long. But here's what I've written for coffee talk for stressful times. When stress gets intense, some of us collapse onto sofas and some of us force forward, no matter how you deal with challenges like unexpected illnesses, relationship separations, moves, family deaths, unemployment, pandemics. There's no question, add homeschooling, you make for a lot more stress. I'm going to share with you, there's 3 elements to dealing with stressful times that's outside of obviously prayer. It is to practice being, accept your reality, and self-nurture. All of the tips I'm going to give you are based in those 3 things. So the first thing is acknowledge your feelings. I say it in normal homeschool experiences, and I'm going to say it in stressful times as well. Allow yourself to ride your emotional roller coasters. Or schedule them in if you don't want to ride them all day long. And actually really feel the feelings. Accept that things aren't back to normal and that maybe sometimes normal is going to have to shift. Let the kids know how you're feeling and how you're dealing with the stress within parameters, because they don't need to know everything and they don't need to struggle alongside you, and you don't need to shake up their world more than they already have it shaken up. But make sure to ask them how they're feeling about things too, without leading into anxiety-driven conversations. You don't have to inappropriately share details or rely on their support to let them know how you're doing. One thing they do subconsciously or consciously is know how their parents are coping. Homeschooled kids know a lot about how their homeschool parents live or exist. Make memories. Despite all of this stuff, make memories. Accept that life is going to throw you some unexpected curveballs, then decide to play ball on the fly. Create new rituals, things that you're going to look back on this time and say, you know what, it was hard, but it was also, in a way, amazing to help build our family. Expect unreliable roller coaster emotions to interrupt your day. So many possibilities for interruptions as a homeschool mom, and now we have the opportunity to have our emotions interrupt us in a whole new way. Plan for those times. Expect emotional overwhelm, but know that you will not drown under that overwhelm. Not if you acknowledge it. When we pretend our feelings aren't there and we're not experiencing them and it's not really happening, that's sometimes when we are most afraid of overwhelm. But when you acknowledge overwhelm, it's not nearly as intense as you might wonder. Get outside help though. Whether it be sharing the homeschool routine or addressing emotional needs, you want to build a community of helpers. And those helpers can be anything from grandparent Zoom chats, or maybe regularly scheduling in chats or texts or visits with friends or family, as what is possible for you in your area. But you also are going to build connections with people that are supportive of you. You can join the Facebook Homeschool Mama Support Group, and I know there's a lot of other Facebook pages and groups and people that you might feel that you can connect with, but find people that actually make you feel like you're supported, not like you're trying to defend your homeschool choice too. Build a community of helpers, but if you really don't know how to deal with some scenario, then might I suggest therapy. It's worth its weight in gold. Sometimes it is literally worth its weight in gold. But your value in it can be profound because they're an objective source for you. So choose therapy if you are uncertain how to engage something or somebody else is worried about you. Expect that you won't always know what to do, so find someone objective to actually talk that through with. Alter your expectations. Will I say that forever? Yes, I will, because I personally have had to deal with that one. Well, that's the reason. In essence, that's the reason, because I have had to deal with that one over and over and over, and I have learned it always applies. Every single time, your well-being and the well-being of your family is the most important thing. So alter your expectations. There is no academic emergency. It does not exist. Take care of you. So do those self-nurturing things that you know you really need. It doesn't have to be self-care techniques that you think these would be great on a list somewhere. No, it can be whatever you actually need. And schedule that in. If it's just 15 minutes a day, or even if you have really littles and you're feeling like not possible 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes a week, start somewhere. Accept and remember that good stuff comes out of bad times. It really does. Someone was asking for a positive perspective on COVID and this past year, and I saw amazing numbers of things from people, but for myself, I certainly have seen hilarious memes. Have you not? So many hilarious memes. And if you were, already invested in shares of Zoom, this year's been pretty good. So remember, good stuff comes out of bad times. And so remember that it's hard, but it's not forever, I think. I think it is. Is it? I don't think it is. So keep on keeping on. We can do no great things, only small things with great love, says Mother Teresa. So be still, do less, accept the uncomfortable. You got this, girlfriend. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I genuinely hope that is true. As an aside, I've got a giveaway starting Monday alongside that Homeschool Mama Mentor live series from Mother's Day. And it is for you. I don't even remember everything that I've got in it. I do know that I have a copy of my book, of course. I've got this, which I hope is an encouragement for you. And I've got my favorite chocolate, which is a Lindt 70% chocolate bar. Might be a sea salt chocolate bar. Always Lindt. And I had a bag of Miss Vicky's potato chips. A little small bag, because I don't ever buy the big bags because I would eat the big bags. But it turns out I also ate the small bag. So I will have to go back to the store and buy the small bag again. Okay, so next week I'm going to start that giveaway on Monday. And the other giveaway that is perfectly timed for both this time of year and this year and this week, talking about challenging things and talking about trauma on our podcast. The podcast guest I had with Norm Quantz, he is offering a free book. His first book, it's all about power and control, directly addresses the challenging relationships that we have, the really tough ones that we don't quite know how to put boundaries around. It's a really, really good book. He is offering that for free as long as you put a comment in the podcast post, either on my blog, www.capturingthecharmlife.com, on Facebook or Instagram at Homeschool Mama Self-Care. You will find his podcast graphic and the details about the podcast interview and your comment about whatever you've heard or whatever really hit you. Write that down and you'll be entered to win. Now, it's not only the book. You could win the book or a half-hour Zoom chat with him. That blew me out of the water. You want to have that Zoom chat, or you got to listen to this podcast and discover why. So if you want to join 2 giveaways for Mother's Day, there it is. Well, it looks like the sun is getting a bit high. You might not even be able to see me anymore. Did you hear the geese? There's a whole bunch of geese babies on the island. Geese family galore. So I'm going to go get my binoculars, take a couple of my kids down to the water and check out to see how many goose babies were born today. I hope you and your kids have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.